Hey everyone, today on People Now, we've got all the most talked about moments of the Oscars.
Parasite makes history while Eminem's surprise performance steals the show.
Plus, Brad and Joaquin's emotional acceptance speeches and the one name left out of the In Memoriam tributes.
Also on today's show, we've got Harry and Meghan news. What upcoming event could see them reunite with the royal family?
Plus, Survivor is back with a brand new season this week. Jeff Probst giving us a sneak peek at all the action.
Let's go.
Hey everybody, happy Monday and happy day after Oscars. Andrea and I joining you here in LA. So much fun last night. It was a big show.
It was a good show. I loved Janelle Monáe opening it with Billy Porter. Also, Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph, maybe my favorite part.
That was really funny. I like the Will Ferrell. Who was Will Ferrell with? Why am I blanking? Oh my gosh. Will Ferrell, and doesn't matter. He was hilarious. It's been a long night with not a ton of sleep. We have a lot of Oscars highlights to get to. Let's jump right into that. South Korean film Parasite making Oscars history Sunday night, becoming the first ever non-English language film to take home the Best Picture award. During their acceptance speech, a Parasite producer admitted that they were all shocked by the win, saying, quote, "We never imagined this to ever happen. We are so happy. It was such a big moment for them. They had the full support of all the stars in the entire room. It was great." And as executive producer Mickey Lee stepped forward to say a few words, the lights on stage were actually dimmed at that moment. It was, of course, signaling that their time on stage was up. But several famous faces, including Charlize Theron and Tom Hanks, started chanting, "Up, up, up." They did that cutaway, and you could see everyone like, "Come on, come on." And then, of course, implying they wanted to hear the rest of Lee's acceptance speech. The lights eventually came back up. Cheers could be heard all around the room. Lee smiled as she took the microphone and gave her thanks to Parasite's director, Bong Joon-ho, saying, quote, "Thank you for being you. I like everything about him, his smile, his crazy hair, the way he talks, the way he walks, and especially the way he directs. But what I really like about him is his sense of humor." The historic victory marked the film's fourth win of the night. Parasite also won Best International Feature Film, Best Original Screenplay, and Bong Joon-ho won Best Director. During his speech for that award, he reflected on his earlier days studying film and how grateful he was to take home the statue.
I'm so happy for him. I'm part of the Bong Hive.
There you go. All right, fourth time was the charm for Brad Pitt. Brad finally winning his first Oscar for acting is for his role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And while his speech was just as witty and charming as we hoped, this year's Best Supporting Actor made sure to show his gratitude to those around him, praising his co-star Leonardo DiCaprio and his director Quentin Tarantino, telling Tarantino, quote, "The film industry would be a much drier place without you." Brad went on to thank his parents, who took him to his first movie, and of course had some sweet words to say about his kids. I loved his acceptance, and Brad, who plays a stunt double in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, also made sure to give a shout out to those who don't always get love during acceptance speeches, telling the audience, quote, "I think it's time we give a little love to our stunt coordinators and our stunt crews." And while it wasn't a major surprise that Brad Pitt won Best Supporting Actor Sunday night, Eminem's performance did shock nearly everyone. The rapper performed "Lose Yourself" nearly 2 decades after the 8 Mile track won an Oscar for Best Original Song back in 2003. Oscars co-producer Lynette Howell Taylor tells us, "It was nice that we surprised people. We don't usually get to surprise anybody in this day and age." And that definitely was a big moment, and I loved all the cutaways of everyone. You know, everyone knows every word of the song, and you could just feel the room kind of coalesce around Eminem. It was fun. Joaquin Phoenix was another Hollywood icon to win big Sunday night, taking home the Best Actor Oscar for his powerful performance in Joker, but his acceptance speech was just as moving. Touching on the many, quote, distressing issues that the world faces today, Phoenix also admitted that he himself is not perfect. He told the audience, quote, "I've been a scoundrel all my life. I've been selfish. I've been cruel at times, hard to work with." He said, "I'm grateful that so many of you in this room have given me a second chance." He's pretty honest. Phoenix went on to explain how that support is crucial for our society. But Phoenix got especially emotional when he ended his acceptance speech by quoting a touching lyric written by his brother River Phoenix, who passed away from a drug overdose back in 1993. During Sunday night's In Memoriam tribute at the Oscars, Grammy winner Billie Eilish performed an emotional rendition of the Beatles' Yesterday with her brother Phineas playing the piano. The annual segment honors Hollywood notables who have died in the past year. Among those highlighted were Kobe Bryant, which was something a lot of people were anticipating. They made an announcement that they would honor him, Kirk Douglas, Diane Carroll, and Danny Aiello. But there was one name that did not appear, and it got everyone talking. Late actor Luke Perry, who died in March of 2019 at the age of 52, was left out of the In Memoriam tribute during the live broadcast on Sunday. Perry's exclusion was especially noticeable this year, considering the veteran TV actor appeared in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was nominated for Best Picture, of course, this year. Perry was hospitalized last year after suffering a massive stroke on February 27th. He died 5 days later. Perry was honored during the In Memoriam tributes at the 2019 Emmy Awards back in September and at the 2020 SAG Awards in January. Overall, though, really big night, and a lot of people, were wondering how the Kobe thing was going to go, and the inclusion of Kobe. Kobe, of course, won an Oscar previously for some of his other work, so a big moment there. All right, we're going to switch gears now. There are so many fun aspects of the Oscars. One we always look forward to is, of course, the red carpet fashion. Today, we're going to be breaking down all of the best and boldest looks in our fashion wrap-up. That's going to be streaming on Twitter and on PeopleTV.
But first, we want to know about your favorite trend from the Oscars 2020 red carpet. Was it all the sparkly metallics, maybe all the soft pinks and chic black ensembles, or it could be all the couture capes, or maybe those statement jewels?
You can vote in our People poll. We're going to check in on the results a little later in the show. But for now, Andrea, you've got more Oscars fun for us in Star Trek.
Yes, we are kicking off Star Trek today with one couple who are finally awards show official. This was very exciting. Leonardo DiCaprio and Camilla Morrone have been very private about their relationship until now. They might have arrived at the 2020 Academy Awards separately, but eagle-eyed fans spotted them sitting right next to each other in the front row during the ceremony. Our first glimpse was when Janelle Monáe and Billy Porter took the stage to open the show. Cameras panned to the front row so we could see all the A-listers taking in the performance, and Leo and Camilla were right there sitting side by side. Leo chose a dapper tuxedo for the occasion. Can't go wrong with a classic black tux. Looking great there. He always looks so great, though, right?
Yeah, I know. He really is. He's just like the quintessential Hollywood leading man.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Camila went with some color, a strapless pale pink chiffon gown with a corset bodice. The dress looks so beautiful, fits her perfectly. Soft pink was one of our favorite trends from the red carpet. Now, Leo was nominated for Best Actor for his role in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Very sweet to see Camila there supporting her guy. The couple were first spotted together at the end of 2017, but since then, they've kept pretty quiet about their relationship. In a recent interview with the Los Angeles Times, Camila opened up about their 23-year age gap for the first time, telling the outlet, quote, "There are so many relationships in Hollywood and in the history of the world where people have large age gaps." She then added, "I just think anyone should be able to date who they want to date," right? Age is just a number.
Just a number, everybody.
It's a large gap, though. That's all I'm saying.
It's a number.
All right, moving on to this. Bombshell and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood star Margot Robbie always wows us on the red carpet, but it was a photo posted before she hit the Oscars red carpet on Sunday that had everyone talking. The actress shared this sweet Polaroid-style snap of her with her husband Tom Ackerley to her Instagram. By the way, love the Polaroids. I'm such a fan, so I love this photo. Now, the couple who wed in 2016 rarely comment on the relationship or even step out publicly, so seeing this photo of them gazing into each other's eyes felt very special. Later on, Margot was a bombshell on the carpet in a midnight blue silk vintage Chanel dress.
Bombshell.
With bow details on the arms to give an off-the-shoulder illusion. I really liked this look. Yeah, she looks great. Margot was up for Best Actress in a Supporting Role for her performance in Bombshell against Kathy Bates in Richard Jewell, Laura Dern in Marriage Story, Florence Pugh in Little Women, and Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit. Ultimately, Laura Dern took home the prize. While Entertainment Weekly's JD Heyman and People TV's Lola Ogunegi were on the ground in Los Angeles to catch up with some of the biggest stars on the Oscars red carpet. From Bong Joon-ho to Sebastian Maniscalco, here's some exclusive moments. Take a look.
It's not only one of the best films of the year, it's one of the best films that I've ever seen. How do you react when people like me gush and gush and gush about how much they love this film? Are you tired of this overwhelmingly positive reaction, or do you love it every time you hear something this powerful?
한국 속담 중에 이제 칭찬은 자던 말도 춤추게 한다라는 그런 프로버브가 있는데 계속 춤을 추는 기분이야. 신나서 수만 번 들어도 질리지 않을 것 같아요.
In Korea, we have this proverb that says, compliments make sleeping horses dance. So I just feel like I've been dancing throughout this entire journey.
Well, take us back to your first day on set, because you start the film with De Niro and Pesci. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
No, I'm retiring after this, and I don't see myself ever working again. So, yeah.
That's not true.
It's been great. It's been great, but just even going to these parties with these guys and getting to know them on a personal level has been really, really special.
And there was the scene at the end. Sam was saying that they just had you run, and there were about 8,000 extras running at you, and you had to just stay focused. Were you freaking out as all these people were You were falling down.
Well, yeah, well, that's the thing. We'd rehearsed for a long time, and that was actually, it wasn't meant to happen when I get knocked over. And but the rule always was, like, you know, unless Sam says stop, you don't stop. So just got back up and carried on running.
Love hearing from them. And at least they seem pretty dry there, right? It was raining.
Oh, my gosh.
The water was kind of puddling over the carpet.
Yeah, there were a lot of issues, like with them having to take like poles and push the water off so it wouldn't collapse, stuff like
crazy.
that. It was a wild day.
Well, those are your Star Treks for today.
Stay with us, guys. We've got Harry and Meghan news. They might be reuniting with the rest of the royal family, and it is happening sooner than you might think. Plus, Survivor is back with a brand new season this week. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Host Jeff Probst telling Andrea what we can expect and his predictions for the show's future. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry could be returning to the UK next month for their last round of official royal engagements. The Sunday Times reports that Queen Elizabeth has requested the Duke and Duchess of Sussex join the rest of the royal family at the annual Commonwealth service at Westminster Abbey on March 9th. As previously reported, they will no longer be using their Royal Highness titles.
They're expected to attend the event with their son Archie, who will have just turned 10 months old. Following the appearance, the couple will return to Canada, where they're settling into their new non-royal life, going on hikes, chilling out at home, just chilling, and according to an insider, trying to live their life as regular parents.
This all comes just days after the couple's first joint public appearance since stepping back from royal life. A quick trip to Miami, where people confirmed that Harry gave a speech at a private JP Morgan event about his experience with losing his mother, Princess Diana, and his decision to leave the royal family.
According to The Times, Meghan also spoke at the event, focusing on her love for her husband. All right, now watch this.
If being crowned the winner in a season of all winners and earning $1 million in the process is not enough to inspire you, how about $2 million?
$2 million, not too shabby. That's a sneak peek at Wednesday's premiere of Survivor Winners at War, the landmark 40th season celebrating 20 years of Survivor, where 20 winners battle it out. I've actually played Survivor 3 times, as Jeremy knows.
Yeah, I've heard.
Never talk about it. No, I did. Season 22, 26, and 34. So it was so great to reconnect with the show's host, Jeff Probst, about this season and more. Take a look. Jeff, thank you so much for being here.
It's so bizarre now that you are no longer the Survivor, Andrea. You're now People's Andrea. This has become a
put
gig.
You in the hot seat here.
I'm ready.
But we were just talking about, you said you think this is the best season.
Yes, I really do. And I'm not hyping it. I think fans are going to say it's going to be tough to beat that season. 20 winners, $2 million, edge of extinction, bragging rights. It's just this combustible recipe.
And so many huge personalities. Who do you think of the 20 winners has the biggest target on their back?
That's a great question, and it probably depends who you're asking, but I would say because Rob and Amber are there together, you have to look at those two and say, we got to take one. If I was Rob and Amber, I think one of us has got to be the first one out. They're going to get rid of one of us. But you know Rob. I mean, he always finds a way to say, let me just propose another idea to you.
Oh, I know Rob. He won my first season.
Yes.
And tricked us all. A lot of people in the premiere press were gunning for Sarah, which gave me validation because she won my 3rd season, and she's very dangerous too.
Oh, Sarah's amazing. And Sarah says early on, I'm coming to win this game with an intensity that did even I went, wow, you've got another level. But there are no easy players. You know it's very hard to win this game. You've yet to do it, and you're a very good player.
3-time loser right here.
Yeah.
But
one way to look at it.
But it's really difficult. If you were playing, who would you target first and who would you align with?
I would probably target Yul, maybe Tony, Sarah. I would align with Rob.
Okay.
That guy has the ability to get out of more situations. I know he's going to get me sooner or later, but I just like the way he plays.
Yeah.
Or Parvati. If I could get Rob and Parvati together, that'd be a pretty good team.
Now, obviously, it's only winners eligible to play this season, but I had to ask Jeff, is there someone out there who didn't win Survivor that he would love to see play with this group?
Lots of people. I mean, right off the bat, I think of somebody like Devins, who I'd love to see come back. And I was sort of implying this with you earlier. When we meet people to be on the show, I always say, just remember, it doesn't matter where you're voted off in terms of us wanting you to play again. It means nothing to us. Whether It's, are you a player? Because great players get voted out early all the time. So it really, and people get to the end that you go, we'd never have you back. It just wasn't enough there. That's why you've played 3 times. We know you are a player. You just have to have the right chemistry to pull off the win.
It's hard to win because if people see you as a target or you're good at challenges, that's a negative.
Yep.
And so you have this target on your back.
Maybe we'll address that in the future. We're gonna slowly start to evolve to the next layer, which is how do you, where's the penalty for getting rid of somebody? You know, we gotta get back into that a little bit.
Okay. Do you see this show going on just forever, kind of SNL style, if you had your choice?
Well, I mean, yeah, if we knew it could, but we really only look at it one season, not even 1 year, because we do 2 in a year. We look at it as one season, and we just focus on that season. And then we start going, okay, 42. And then if it works, then CBS says, why don't you go do 43 and 44? So I've been doing this for 20 years, and I have never, ever thought, oh, we'll for sure be on 3 years from now.
Yeah.
Because you don't know when the bottom's gonna fall out. It's not gonna fall out this season.
When you first got this job, honestly, how many seasons did you think it would go?
This is what I thought, because I was pretty new to TV, so I knew nothing. The first season was watched by 72 million people, the finale. So I knew we'd get a second season. The second season premiered after the Super Bowl, 45 million people. So I knew we'd get a third season, but I knew the third season would be the end. So Africa, we were shooting, and I thought, well, this is cool. I'm in Kenya. I got 3 seasons of this cool show.
Yeah.
And that was 19 years ago.
Wow. So you never know.
Never know.
Do you remember where you were just kind of mentally and in your career when you got this job?
Oh, yeah.
Were you at a place where like things were going well or like this kind of changed everything for you?
Changed everything. I had $8,000 in the bank. I had said no to a bunch of shows I hadn't worked in 18 months. I was doing Rock and Roll Jeopardy on VH1, but it didn't pay much. And I just kept waiting. I was looking for something I could sink my teeth into, and I was getting offered jobs, but they were prompter-based dating shows where I just felt like that's just not gonna satisfy me. And then I heard Mark Burnett on the radio. I was driving on the 405 in Los Angeles, and he talked about this idea. I'm gonna abandon 16 people and force them to live together and then vote each other out. It's called Survivor. That's all I heard. I was like, oh my God, what is that? And I'm telling you, Andrea, never in my life have I gone after something spiritually, trying to market my way in. Everything in my mind was, I've got to get Survivor. That is going to be a super cool show.
Yeah, and here you are, season 40.
I know.
It turned out to be the right decision.
Oh, yeah.
Survivor has so many celeb fans as well, naturally leads people to ask about celebrity seasons of the competition. Jeff told you, Andrea, about some of the show's most famous fans and whether he thinks a special celeb season could ever be possible.
Well, Marvelous Miss Maisel just learned.
Rachel Brosnahan,
yes.
Huge fan.
Yes, and I love her.
I interviewed her backstage at the SAG Awards, and she came up to me. She's like, I'm not stalking you, but I'm watching your second season, and you're doing really well. Like, it's so great.
Somebody like she would be great. Fallon's a fan. Neil Patrick is a fan. Dominic Monaghan.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Because he has something to do with the Tyler Perry Idol,
The
right?
Super Idol.
Okay.
Yes. And it's really fun when people like Tyler and Fallon does it a lot, send me notes with ideas. Because I'm still this kid from Wichita going, pretty sure this is Jimmy Fallon with an idea for a show I work on. We got to make this happen. But in terms of doing a celebrity season, the truth is when I've approached people a few years ago, everybody goes, look, honestly, I could barely get 8 days off, let alone 39.
Yeah.
So if you ever did it, it would have to be a really short, maybe Christmas special where you go to Hawaii for 8 days, and then is it Survivor?
Not really.
No.
It'd be fun to watch, though.
It would. I love Jeff. Everyone, make sure to tune in to the 2-hour premiere of Survivor Winners at War this Wednesday night, February 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS. All right, we're taking a look at our question of the day. We've been asking you to vote for your favorite Oscars red carpet trend. Let's see what you're saying. I love the cape that Janelle Monáe
I actually really do too.
And the hood. It's so cool.
Yeah, the capes. And guys are doing it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember, like, a year or so ago, Cramo came through with the cape. And
I mean,
feel
guys
like I've
are
seen
stepping
them
it up.
so often. Yeah, I mean, Billy Porter.
Billy
always
Porter.
to the roof. Not, I mean, just cape. How about just, like, entire look? He's
We'll be asking you a new question of the day. tomorrow on People Now, so tune in for that.
And coming up tomorrow, Nick and Vanessa Lachey are telling us all about their new experimental dating show, Love is Blind.
Plus, we are recapping all the drama from Monday night's episode of The Bachelor. Thanks for watching, and make sure you catch our fashion wrap-up with all the best and boldest looks from Hollywood's biggest night.
We're going to be streaming live on Twitter, or you can catch it on PeopleTV.com and the People TV app. We'll see you next time.
Bye.